So, MBN thought it would be a great idea to launch Under 15, a K-pop survival show where the goal is to debut a girl group with an average age under 16. And if that wasn't bad enough, they're allowing children as young as 3 years old to audition. 3 years old, a toddler. What exactly is a 3-year-old supposed to do in a K-pop competition? Sing nursery rhymes? Struggle to keep their balance while attempting choreo? It's genuinely baffling that anyone thought this was a good idea. Survival shows are already brutal for teenagers and young adults. Contestants are forced into harsh training regimens, judged on national television, and ranked like they're products instead of human beings. Now imagine that same process being applied to children who aren't even old enough to understand what's going on. This isn't an opportunity for young talent, it's exploitation, plain and simple. These kids aren't even old enough to decide what they want for breakfast, but they're expected to handle the pressures of an industry that eats up and spits out fully grown adults. And let's be real, this isn't happening because the industry is desperate for young talent. It's happening because companies want to push the limits of what's considered acceptable. Instead of listening to fans and critics who have repeatedly said that idols are debuting too young, they've decided, screw it. Let's go even younger. This is the complete opposite of progress, it's regression into outright exploitation. The fact that their goal was to debut kids even younger than New Jeans is beyond disgusting. Why would anyone in their right mind promote this? It's not about talent or opportunity, it's about seeing how far they can push the boundaries before people stop them. This isn't just irresponsible, it's dangerous. The industry already struggles to protect minors from exploitation and extreme pressure. And now they want to throw even younger kids into the mix. The younger they are, the easier they are to control, which raises serious concerns about what's happening behind the scenes. And let's be real, this isn't about music. It's about marketing innocence in a way that should make everyone uncomfortable. And it's disgusting. K-pop already has a horrible track record with how it treats young idols. We've heard countless stories of minors being overworked, forced into extreme diets, and struggling with mental health issues due to the pressures of fame. Some idols have even spoken out about how damaging their experiences were. Instead of learning from that and improving conditions, the industry is doubling down on debuting children even younger. It's reckless and irresponsible. And let's not forget the most obvious issue. Kids should be kids. They should be learning, playing, and growing, not being shoved into a cutthroat industry that expects perfection. These companies love to act like they're offering these kids an amazing chance at stardom, but in reality, they're just robbing them of a normal childhood. As if this entire situation wasn't disturbing enough, we now have Han Dong-cheol's past comments coming back to haunt him. The Produce 101 producer is facing backlash after an old interview resurfaced, where he allegedly made highly inappropriate remarks about young female idols. And basically, here's what he said. Basically, if a program is well-structured and solid, people will watch it regardless of gender. It's a matter of quality. As for why I started with the female version first, I'm not quite sure how to put this, but I thought, I want to create healthy porn for men. Like, take a look at the contestants. They're like younger sisters or nieces, and they're cute, right? I wanted to make that kind of porn for the male viewers. So, the male version, on the other hand, is about making porn for women. In the past, Rain's performances were like pornographic content for women. The male version of Produce 101 is about fulfilling that kind of fantasy. And if it's entertaining enough, then men will watch it too. I actually think the male version will be even more competitive and explosive, making it much more fun. If this is the kind of person who has been given the power to shape the careers of young trainees, then we have a serious problem. If high-ranking producers and executives are making comments that spark this kind of backlash, what does that say about the mindset of the people running these companies? If these are the people in charge of young trainees, then who is actually protecting them? At some point, there needs to be real accountability. Shows like this should never even get past the idea phase, and industry leaders need to be seriously evaluated before they're given power over young trainees. There needs to be stricter regulations to protect minors and, honestly, Fans need to push back harder against these ridiculous projects. If this show actually happens, it's going to set a dangerous precedent for the future of K-pop. What's next? A survival show for newborns. A debut group made up of kindergartners. The industry needs to wake up and realize that there's nothing entertaining about exploiting kids for views and money, and yes, parents need to do better too because they're not exempt from this.